Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this is game 3. This has been a 4-game set between these Minnesota Twins and these New York Yankees. Joined in the booth right now by Michael, how do you say that last name, Memis?
Yes, you got it correct.
All right, so I'm joined in the booth today by Michael Memis as we go to Target Field for this, the third game of this 4-game set. Minnesota's won the first 2 of this, and looking at these players over the last 10 games, Judge has been ice cold, but Stanton has been on fire. And look at Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver is the guy that really sticks out to me on this Twins team. He comes in today 7th in home runs for a catcher. 21 home runs and 234 at-bats. That's just outstanding production.
Yeah, he's really come on as of the last few years. He's really just become a much better hitter, become one of the elite catchers in the league from a guy who's just a solid guy, and now he is, and obviously he is doing really good in home runs, which you don't expect the catcher to do, especially with the fact that they're playing less games than almost every other position.
And he will be calling the game that Kenta Maeda is throwing. Look at those numbers. 8-0, 2.28 earned run average. 3rd in the league in home runs allowed, 6th in whip, 79 innings pitched, so a fair amount of innings too. And he really wanted to actually get out of Los Angeles, requested that trade because found himself in the bullpen in the Dodgers playoff runs, but he's firmly cemented himself into this rotation this year for the Twins.
Yeah, the Dodgers had a lot of pitchers. They always traded for one, and they always signed one, and obviously you do got good mentors there, which probably helps him help with his success this year.
Now the first pitch of the ball game is low, 1-0. Get a look at the Twins defense. It is Donaldson, Polanco, Arias, and Sano around the infield. Rosario, Buxton, and Kempler in the outfield. 1-0 pitch here to LeMahieu. In there for a strike, 1-1. Yankees. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, when you think of the Twins just field, it's a lot of speed just everywhere, every position.
They're a very good defensive team. So LeMahieu chops that one foul, 1-2. Donaldson is a great addition defensively down there at third. Buxton is one of the best defensive center fielders in the game. That pitch misses high, 2-2 to the first batter here. On deck is Torres, and Aaron Judge will bat third. Fastball on the outside corner just offers at that to stay alive, and the count remains 2-2. And down goes LeMahieu on strikes. Down on that wicked curveball from Maeda, and there's one away.
And LeMahieu always a tough out. Nice job by Maeda starting it off right.
Then we get a look at Gleyber Torres' numbers. Much better batting average against left-handers, 380, but 276 batting average against same-handed pitchers is nothing to scoff at. Swings at that first pitch and misses, 0-1. You look at these offensive numbers here for Gleyber Torres. 20 home runs from the shortstop position, 382 on base, 566 slugging. And that's all. They got that all for 2 months of Aroldis Chapman.
But it was a World Series, so I think the Cubs will say it is worth it, despite the fact that the Yankees are, got this amazing prospect.
No, that's down.
Yeah, we're talking about it before the game today. Cubs have the best record in baseball. Can you imagine that team with Gleyber Torres in the infield and Jorge Soler out and right?
Just so much talent, so much young talent in this league. It's always fun. It's so fun to watch. Just all these young sub-25, sub-30 players just crushing the ball.
Yeah, it almost feels like I'm calling an all-star game with the amount of young talent on this field. 3-1 pitches in there for a strike. Torres, Judge, Stanton, Voit.
Nope. Ball 4.
Ball 4 on the outside corner. And then you've got on the other side, you've got Kepler, Polanco, Garver, Donaldson, Cruz, Rosario. It's just, both of these teams are just so stacked. They met last year in the American League Division Series, and as things go in the playoffs for the Twins against the Yankees, they were out in 3. But they are playing them much different so far in the regular season this year.
You just have to see if it translates in the playoffs, if they end up matching up.
First pitch strike to Aaron Judge. That one's hit on the ground to Donaldson. Goes to second. In time, not in time for the relay at first, but wow, that was a really difficult and gutsy decision going to second there to get the lead runner by Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, the runner on first it's not too fast a runner on first. Still, it's a very tough play, especially when you're going forward. It's a much easier throw to first. He had to kind of reverse his gravity and go to second, and a nice play. Obviously, wasn't going to turn 2 because the Judge has decent speed, but just, yeah, very nice play by the Twins' third baseman.
Well, that means 2 outs for Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton has been heating up recently. He's 3rd in the league in home runs. Got 25 on the season, but Soler and Yordan Alvarez have 31 home runs already.
You wonder, they could break 61, which a lot of people think is still the record because of steroid use by the people who broke that.
That's bullshit.
Well, a lot of people say the ball was juiced last year, and that is something possibly you have to consider if you want to put an asterisk by the steroid users. I'm not sure what the difference is if the ball has been fundamentally changed to make it fly further.
Inside ball 3.
Yeah, and additionally, when there was the steroid users hitting those home runs, you had pitchers also using the steroids, so it made it some pitchers, it was almost an even playing field. With this, the pitchers aren't getting that advantage, except some of them do use pine tar, so there is that.
3-1, fouled away, 3-2. Yeah, I remember a game in Toronto. Clay Buchholz was pitching. The dome was closed, and he said he needed sunscreen. He was scuffling the ball up. As Stanton hits that one into the gap, first to third is Aaron Judge. Bobbled the ball. Buxton Judge is going to come around and score on this play. Wow. Well, we talked about how good the defense is for the Minnesota Twins, but Buxton couldn't get a handle on that ball. Allowed Judge to score from first.
Costly error by the Twins. Judge wasn't planning on going home on that, but once he got the error, he was off, and the Twins have obviously a lot of game, so hopefully it won't cost them. At least for the Twins, they hope that, but not a great start for them, at least defensively.
Yeah, Kenta Maeda is on the mound. He usually doesn't allow a lot of runs, and it's James Paxton on the mound for New York. So I don't think 1 run is necessarily going to do it for this one, but still a costly error. Brings up a former Minnesota Twin himself, Aaron Hicks.
And speaking of Hicks, what a great trade for the Yankees. Giving up barely anything for a guy who's a consistent part of their team now.
1-1.
Great defensive player, decent offensive player, and just overall solid guy to have on the team.
Yeah, and it's that switch hitting ability that really balances out this lineup. It's usually a very righty-heavy lineup. LeMahieu, Torres, Judge, Stanton, all right-handed batters, but I mean, you're not going to take any of them out against a righty.
Yeah, and a lot of them are able to hit both ways, and they're able to be patient in the count. Yankees players have become that more patient over the years, just to, more patient, more pitches, and kind of more pitches you're going to get where you can hit it long and far.
25th pitch of this first inning is swung on and missed. Kenta Maeda gets out of the jam. Byron Buxton makes an error. Yankees score 1 on 1 hit. They leave a runner on. Going to the bottom of the first, it's already 1-0 New York.
And James Paxton, known for giving up runs in the first inning, so he's going to try to shut it down here, kind of make sure his offensive efforts don't go in vain. 4th
start of the year for Paxton. He had the back problems. His last start out was not a good one at all. 4 2/3 innings against the Boston Red Sox, gave up 7 earned runs and 10 hits allowed. So interesting to see how he bounces back.
Count 1-0.
And obviously, you said he had the back injury earlier this year. Paxton never able to really complete a full season. Always has some injury in the year, and obviously with the back injury this year, Yankees hope he doesn't have another one.
1-0 pitch is swung on and missed 1-1. Look at that Yankees defense. You have Urshela, Torres, LeMahieu, and Voit around the infield. Gardner, Hicks, and Judge in the outfield. 1-1 is fouled away, 1-2. And Max Kepler, an interesting guy. He's a European guy, born in Berlin, actually. His parents were professional ballet dancers. And he goes down swinging there, though.
And you wonder if the ballet skills kind of helped with his footwork in the field, right? You got to have light toes, just good reaction time. So it's an interesting background though for Kepler, and that may have helped him with his baseball abilities.
Pirouetted on that one out of the batter's box for the first strikeout of the afternoon. Brings up Jorge Polanco. Now look at these numbers for Polanco. Again, both of these teams have very good offensive shortstops. A 308 batting average for Polanco. He's 6th in the league in hits, 4th in doubles.
Outside.
523 slugging, 13 home runs. And you see, signed out of the Dominican Republic, an international free agent in 2009. Only 26.
No one expected him to be this good this year, but he has showed, he does have a lot of potential, and I guess finally it seems like he finally realized that this year, having an outstanding season.
I mean, when you think of American League shortstops, it's just completely loaded. That one's hit on the ground, and that's down the line. That's going to be possibly a double, but no, well played on the line by Gardner to hold him to a single.
Gardner, he's great at taking the angle. He's just a veteran presence for the Yankees, and he'll always make the right play, except for when he slams bats and helmets in the dugout.
No, that'll bring up Mitch Garver. 329 average, 411 on base percentage. That's 5th in the league. I mean, the number that really jumps out to me is that 671 slugging, though. In 2018, he hit 7 home runs in 102 games. Last year, he hit 31 home runs in 93 games.
This is, and you never see a catcher for the last time you see a catcher hitting that high in average, you think of Joe Mauer, who was also a Twin. So, I guess pretty good catching history for the Twins, at least recently.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been blasphemy to say this next guy's going to be a better catcher than Joe Mauer, but I mean, look at these numbers. He could be. This one's hit on the ground to Torres. He goes to LeMahieu for one, in time for the double play. Nice little double play turned by the Yankees, so the single does not come back to hurt Paxton. Going to the second inning, it's 1-0 New York.
Boyd coming up a little, having a great season, hitting .342. He had a home run yesterday at the end of the game. Kind of a meaningless home run, but off the Twins closer, so kind of a little bit of a confidence booster for him, an already great season.
Yeah, I mean, that Twins closer is very good. He hit that off of Taylor Rogers, and he's got a 2.89 earned run average, and it wasn't a cheapie either.
Yeah, no, he crushed it.
Yeah, we see he's 4th in the league, in American League, first baseman for the All-Star vote. He may be the Yankees' best hitter this year, though.
Yeah, and it was interesting because there was a debate of whether he'd even be starting. You have Miguel Andujar coming back. He was trying to learn first baseman. You have Mike Ford, who had a great year last year. But you think he just fought off everyone just throughout his career for the Yankees to get that first base position. First it was Bird, and now it was Ford and Andujar. And just, the Yankees stuck with him, and it looks like it's paying off.
Oh, it's paying off in a big way. 0-2 pitch down low, and He was acquired from St. Louis for Giovanni Gallegos, and he's been a lights-out closer for St. Louis this year, so both teams have benefited. But Voit goes down swinging there. That's already the third strikeout for Kenta Maeda today.
It seems like a lot of relievers who traded for the Yankees have had good careers elsewhere. You think of Kirby Yates with the Padres. You think of James Pazos in his first year with the Mariners. A lot of guys who have kind of succeeded elsewhere, but so including Gallegos, obviously, for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and speaking of teams that have traded away a lot of players, St. Louis Cardinals have traded away a lot of outfielders, and they were always looking for that big bat. They wanted to trade for Josh Donaldson. They ended up trading for Paul Goldschmidt. This one's skied on the infield. Josh Donaldson is there for the second out.
And obviously, they kind of, they got Goldschmidt, but, Voit, you saw his numbers earlier, putting up similar, numbers that Goldschmidt is putting up, but
comparable,
so much
better.
cheaper. Yeah, so much cheaper also. But obviously, they may have not known that when they traded him away, and it could have also been the system.
Yep. And they would not have Gallegos, though. And he's been a very, very big part of that team's bullpen.
True.
Well, it brings up Gio Urshela, and he has been struggling. 230 batting average, 301 on base, only a 309 slugging. Only hit one home run so far this year.
You wonder how long they're going to stick with him. I mean, you still have Andujar off the bench, and Andujar obviously had a great rookie season, so you wonder how long he's going to still start for them. He's batting late in down in the lineup, and he obviously not having a great season. He's a good defender, but don't know how much longer they'll stick with him.
Well, yeah, the problem is Andujar is not hitting himself. Well, swung on and missed, and that is the second strikeout of the inning for Kenta Maeda. He's got 4 on the afternoon. Only allowed that 1 run, but that's because of that Byron Buxton error. He's really had it going in the early going. Going to the bottom of the second, though. Yankees are up by 1. Here in the bottom of the second inning, I am Justin D'Ambrosio, joined in the booth by Michael Memis. And the Minnesota Twins trail by 1. They will bring up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Nelson Cruz, Josh Donaldson, and Eddie Rosario.
Absolute power hitters, especially Cruz and Donaldson. I mean, those guys, they've been around the league, and they've just, hit home runs everywhere.
Yeah, 41 home runs for Nelson Cruz last year. He's already got 22 this year. They played for so many years in Seattle, and that ballpark is a very hard ballpark to hit home runs in, and he didn't seem to have a problem hitting them there. A lot of guys thought that he was done. He signed a 1-year deal with Minnesota last year, and he very much proved that he was not.
Yeah, and those 1-year prove-it deals are kind of a new thing. I mean, you had it with Moustakas did it with the Royals, and now you had Cruz do it with the Twins, just, until they can get money at the next free agency.
That one's hit foul on the ground. Yeah. Teams, owners, they're less likely to give you a long-term deal if you're on the wrong side of 30. And Nelson Cruz is 39. Takes a base on ball there, though.
Yeah, and the problem is, with all those arbitration years and years of control, you're almost going to go reach free agency. You may be already 30, or you'll be close to 30. So you're only going to have that maybe one contract, or even no contract, where you're going to be below 30. But it kind of is unfortunate for a lot of these players who, grind through the minor leagues to try to get that big payday, and then it's like, oh, you're too old now.
Yeah, the economics of baseball are quite weird, and no better example of what you were just talking about than Josh Donaldson. The first time he hit free agency was at the age of 33.
Probably cost him a good amount of money. He didn't get as much as it seemed people wanted in free agency, despite being MVP only a few years prior.
He was the MVP in 15, had a monster year in 16, and it was just a little injury-shortened season in 17. That was it. Or the injury-shortened season in 18, excuse me. that led to that 1-year, $23 million deal with Atlanta. That one's hit on the line, way back on the wall. That one is off the wall. Donaldson with a single. Wow. I thought for sure Cruz was going to end up at third and Donaldson was second at that one, but it's just a long, loud single.
Yeah, it was so hard hit, and also it didn't seem like Cruz got a great read on the ball, so he didn't go right away to second, and he's not a very fast guy anyway, so held him to a single, but Paxton in a bit of trouble in this second inning, and not a lot of easy hitters coming up still.
Yeah, no, he's still got Eddie Rosario and Miguel Sano. And there are still nobody out. There are 2 runners on. Yeah, Nelson Cruz is a pretty slow guy, but I'm just surprised you can't make it to third on a ball hit that deep to the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, Gardner does have a good arm, and it's in left field, so it's closer to third base, so I get him not risking it when you have a great inning going on, but obviously now you set up, right, of course, at every base.
Well, Paxton has Rosario here 0-2. Paxton looking for that strikeout. It's fouled away. And if you're a Yankee fan, what you want here is that strikeout and then a double play. Well, they got the first part of it as down goes Rosario swinging.
Got him chasing there. Rosario obviously had to protect, and protecting a little bit too far maybe. Paxton pulled Rosario, and a big out for him because now a double play gets you out of the inning.
Yeah, and Miguel Sano is not having the greatest offensive year this year. He had a very big year last year. Hit 34 home runs.
Sano with a kind of strange career. He was a young stud. Then he had, I believe it was a domestic violence incident. Then he got put into like single A or something like that. Just a really strange career, but he did make it back last year and had a big year.
It's still going weird for him. He's was just accused of kidnapping and was arrested just the other day. So yeah, a lot of interesting baggage for Miguel Sano. You mentioned that domestic abuse. That was where he assaulted a reporter, but the Twins investigated it and did not suspend him for that one. That one's hit on the ground, and there's your double play, like we said.
It's a nice job getting on. He's got to be pumped up after this. I mean, you give up first 2 hitters a hit, and then you just get a nice strikeout and then a smooth double play.
Yeah, and that's why Urshela is there at third. He's got that great defense, which Andujar does not provide. Well, Heidi Watney joins us here in the booth, and we're going to take that time to remind you that we are doing this for charity, and the charity of the week that we are doing this for is the Black Play-by-Play Grant Initiative. That was started by our own Adam Giardino. He is a broadcaster for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, and it's a really great initiative to get different voices, different perspectives into the broadcast booth. So if you can, highly recommend that you donate to that one. The link is below in the Twitch channel. Here in the third inning, it's going to be 9-1-2 for the Yankees. Chris Iannetta, DJ LeMahieu, and Gleyber Torres.
Iannetta at the bottom of the lineup. A lot of teams will have the catch at the bottom of the lineup, and unfortunately, you do have Sanchez. He's facing an injury, so you have to have Iannetta in there.
Iannetta skies this one to Rosario, who is there to make the first catch, just shy of the warning track.
Now batting, second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
I'll turn the lineup over, bring up DJ LeMahieu. LeMahieu struck out his first time up. A first pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. 40 pitches already for Maeda. He did not last past the fourth inning in his last start, so pitch count, he's got to be economical with it if he wants to stay late in this game. Oh, 2 skied Into the outfield, Max Kepler is there. Lazy fly ball, and there are 2 quick outs here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and you talk about his pitch count. As someone who was in the bullpen last year, Twins aren't going to try to extend him too much. Not going to make him go, too many pitches in this game. Obviously, you could pitch him, 6, 7, 7, 8 this game. But if he gets up to over 100, I don't think they're going to make him go much farther than that.
Oh, it's hit on the ground, but foul. Well, they got quite a bit of work out of Jahulis Chassin yesterday. He ended up throwing 3 innings out of the bullpen, so you figure the long man in that pen is down today for Minnesota. And then they used their other 2 best relievers in Trevor May and Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, they have to hope that May it goes at least 7th. Then you just put your high leverage guys in, or low leverage depending on the score.
They have a former Yankee down there in Tyler Clippard, who's having a pretty decent season down there.
Tyler Clippard, always an interesting pitcher. I learned something interesting. Clippard always did this. He wouldn't pitch to where he wants to pitch it. He'd pitch so that if it missed, what would it end up being? So if it's misses, how bad is it going to be? That's kind of his strategy when pitching.
So he just expects himself to not pitch the way he wants to.
Yeah, expect the worst, and because if the worst happens, then what's the result going to be? If it's going to be a pitch that's a hanger, then you may not want to pitch it. But if he feels he's on, he may go a little bit more aggressive. But he kind of has an interesting strategy in terms of his approach.
2-2 pitch here, inside for a ball. It's an interesting approach because I do remember him giving up quite a few hangers.
Yeah, no. As him in the Yankees, he's a little bit frustrating for us.
Full count pitch, and that just misses. Wow, ball 4 to Gleyber Torres, and Rocco Baldelli is not happy with that call. I'm not sure where that was. Maeda's disgusted. He doesn't even want to wear a hat anymore.
Yeah, and watch out next inning. If Paxton has a pitch similar to that and they call for a strike, Twins are going to be livid and, obviously a borderline pitch. May have been a ball, may have been a strike, but obviously the umpire decided it was a ball for that one.
Well, yeah, he really showed up the umpire there. If I'm the home plate umpire, I'm not giving him any borderline calls after that display. Well, he's got a quick 0-2 hole here on Aaron Judge. He says, if you're not going to call the strikes, I guess I'm just going to attack the strike zone. That one's hit on the ground. Donaldson diving, firing onto second. What a pretty play by Donaldson. He's made a few nice plays out there in the field. Well, the Yankees get a walk, but they don't score. Going to the bottom of the 3rd, it's still 1-0 New York.
Yeah, and Donaldson, he's older, but he's still a great defender for the Twins. And the Twins are very happy to have him in that third base hole.
Well, yeah, he's only 34, so he's not on that wrong side of 30 just yet. They've got him for 4 years, and they'll probably have 3 very productive years. That's what you're hoping for. You're expecting probably 2 all-star sort of seasons out of him, and then the last 2, whatever you get, you hope for. Is this one's grounded to Voit, who fires to Paxton for the first out. So a quick first out as Luis Arias goes down. Take a look at those standings. New York just holding off Tampa Bay 2.5. And wow, Toronto, they're surging 38-39, only 6.5 back now.
Very hot recently. I believe it was 7 of the last 8 they've won. So they're right back into the thick of things. Red Sox, very surprising how bad they've been. I know they lost Bex, but still got so much offensive talent. You still got some decent starting pitchers on that team.
Yeah, it's the offense that hasn't been there for that Jays team, and Ryu's been great for them, and they just called up Nate Pearson, so it's interesting to see how things go for them. Byron Buxton is up here now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He made that costly error, which has so far been the only scoring play on the day.
Yeah, it looked like he got hit on that pitch, but he was going for the bunt, so the only reason he got hit was because he leaned his shoulder and going for the bunt. The umpire's not going to call that because his bat was in the zone.
Well, that ball misses, and now Buxton has a full count.
that got called for a strike. If Twins bench would be a little bit livid, that's another one of that borderline pitch on obviously the other side of the zone, but inside part.
Swung on and missed. Down goes Buxton swinging. That is the third strikeout of the day for Paxton.
And just mowing through this Twins lineup. He had that little trouble in the second, but he's been relatively efficient throughout the game.
He's only allowed 2 base runners so far, or 3 base runners so far. As Kepler swinging at that first pitch, grounds it right to Voigt, who will take it unassisted. So yeah, quick 1-2-3 inning there for James Paxton. Going to the 4th inning, New York leading by 1.
Big game for the Yankees. Obviously, you lost the first 2 in the series. You hope for a split. So, you could call him Big Game James, maybe, because he's so far been succeeding in this very important game.
Yeah, and tomorrow we will have that game here on ML BotBall. That'll be Masahiro Tanaka versus former Yankee Michael Pineda, and I will have that call for you. So check that one out. I believe that one is tomorrow at 3:45.
Leading off for the Yankees.
4, 5, and 6 here in the 4th inning for the New York Yankees. Be Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Hicks, and Luke Voigt. Stanton swings at the first pitch and hits this one deep to right field. Kepler giving chase, and that one is gone. A home run for Giancarlo Stanton. His 26th home run of the year puts the New York Yankees up by 2.
Shows Stanton's power. I mean, that was an opposite field ball. Looked like a lazy fly ball, but just carried out of there. It just, Stanton, just enormous muscles. He has this giant swing, and, he's been great for the Yankees this year. What they hoped for when they signed him, or they traded for him, and with that big contract.
That swing is prototypical Stanton. It's exactly why the Yankees were excited when they acquired him. You think big right-handed hitter. He's got to pull the ball all the time, but he can just dunk the ball over the right field walls with his absolute power, and that right field wall in Yankee Stadium is a very, very short wall, so I expect big things out of Giancarlo Stanton. The Yankees had expected big things in trading him, and this has been, I think, by far his best season.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's his best season because he did it at 59
for the
run
Yankees.
For the Yankees, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, we'll see if he ends up hitting 60 by the end of this year.
Yeah, we have 2, I mean, if you're talking about on pace, he could get it, but you got 2 guys that are more likely to get it right now in the league.
Yeah, Jorge Soler. Whoa, little half-check swing there by Aaron Hicks, and goes down for the called strike.
The first baseman, Luke Voigt.
Look at that pitch speed comparison. James Paxton firing it up at 97 miles an hour. Kenta Maeda, not as fast, but it's not about how fast you throw. It's about changing speeds.
No, yeah, I mean, with the relievers, it's a lot of them more relying on speed. Starters, you want to have speed, but your stuff is a little bit more important.
First pitch in there to Luke Voigt is a strike, and those last 3 games for him, 545 average. He hit that big home run yesterday, and sure he'd like to get into one right here.
Down 0-2.
Kenta Maeda does not allow a lot of home runs either. He came in today, allowed the 3rd fewest home runs in the American League, so impressive there by Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Well, down goes Voigt swinging to complete the strikeout. Garver's got to throw down to first, but that is the back-to-back strikeouts here after that home run to Stanton.
A nice recovery by Maeda. Obviously not. Yeah, you're down by 2 now. Yeah, not a great start so far, but nice job kind of striking the next 2 guys out, not letting it get to him and start throwing erratically or going off from what you usually do.
Count 1-0.
We'll bring up New York Yankees left fielder Brett Gardner. Gardner 0 for 1 today. Big breaking ball from Maeda misses, and it's 2-0.
And just speaking of Voigt, who was up last, You think he'll be put in the 5-hole at one point. He does have better numbers than Hicks over the year, but obviously, Yankees have a good record, so you may not want to mess with what you have.
Yeah, I think Hicks is in that 5-hole really just to balance out that lineup. If you put him in that 5-hole, then you've got Hicks batting left, Gardner hitting left, and the advantage of the switch hitting Hicks is a little bit lost as Kenta Maeda just loses Brett Gardner there to base on balls.
So that was a very quick. It was a very quick at bat. We said one thing, and by the time that happens, he's already walked. So now you got Urshela, who is not having a great year.
Yeah, these games move fast. That's I believe it's Rob Manfred's dream for pitchers to throw that fast.
Imagine, just like he says, no MLB games. We're going all MLB this show because that'll be quicker for the fans.
Well, he's off on the pitch, and Luke Gardner is in there with a stolen base.
Gardner not wearing the mitt anymore. He used to wear that to keep himself safe, but he's still very fast, even as he's gotten older and not the speed demon he used to be.
Every time I see a ball player with that big mitt, I always just think of that Arby's talking glove. I don't know why, but that's just always what I think.
I just think of going to the cooking channel because I'm thinking of getting something out of the oven.
Gio Urshela now has a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs, and he swings and misses at that one, 2-2.
Maeda almost up to. They're just going to be up to 70 pitches at least after this inning. So see how much longer he can go after this.
Well, swung on and missed. Down goes Urshela. So Maeda strikes out the side, but gives up a home run to Stanton. Yankees are now up by 2, going to the bottom of the 4th.
And the key for Paxton, just like in the first inning, your team got you a run. You don't want to give it up. It ruins the momentum your team has. So we'll see if Paxton can shut down the Twins here with the middle of the lineup coming up.
The shortstop, Jorge.
It'll be 2-3-4 here for the Yankees and for the Twins, and James Paxton is only thrown 38 pitches. So in comparison to Maeda, he's been quite economical.
2-0.
Polanco singled his first time up, and he's ahead here, 2-0. Now, Polanco was an all-star last year, but he was suspended in 2018 for a banned substance.
Yeah, and I mean, that's still prevalent in the league. Not as much as it used to be, because now they do suspend people. We know players still use it. We just don't know which players usually.
That one's chopped on the ground to LeMahieu, who spins, fires. Wow, what a play by DJ LeMahieu.
LeMahieu, just a great fielder. His natural position is second, obviously he can play around the infield, but a big reason they didn't keep Didi is because LeMahieu is just so good at second base. He has gold glove defense. I believe he won a gold glove, but not 100% sure at that position.
Well, yeah, he looked like the ballerina there, going all the way to his right and doing a spin move, firing onto first. I believe he has won a gold glove. He was such a great piece for the Yankees last year. He was able to play all over the field, but yeah, they figured with Andujar and Urshela, they wanted to give him everyday at-bats, and it just didn't look like they were going to have that. But now with the struggles of Urshela and Andujar, looks like the Yankees could be using LeMahieu at third and have Gregorius and Torres as that middle infield combo. And it wasn't a big contract that Gregorius signed either. I believe it was only $12 million. Again, one of those one-year deals. It's up the middle, that one. Wow. Unable to get to that one. LeMahieu was shifted quite far to the left. So that one was basically right where the second baseman usually plays. But it's a base hit for Garver. Well, the shift giveth and the shift taketh away, and there the shift giveth. I'm going to bring up Nelson Cruz.
Ball 1, no strike.
Cruz walked his last time up. Made it to second. He should have been at third with that Donaldson ball, but
That's ball 2.
ended up being stranded at second. 2-0 count here, Paxton being very fine to him. I'm not sure if you know this, Michael. Your microphone is muted.
Count is 2-1.
Well, runner on first here. 2-1 pitch to Nelson Cruz, and that one is fouled away. 2-2.
Come on, Quinn.
Garver the runner at first. And swing and a miss. Down goes Nelson Cruz. Big strikeout there for James Paxton. His fourth of the afternoon.
Number 24. Donaldson.
Nelson Cruz almost falling out of the batter's box there, trying to get that outside pitch. Brings up Josh Donaldson, who hit the ball very well to the outfield wall, but was only credited with a loud single. Donaldson has been struggling a little bit this year. Not the MVP numbers you'd expect from him. 228 average, only a 309 on base. Takes that 0-1 pitch outside. Yeah, last year in Atlanta, he had 6 wins above replacement, hit 37 home runs, had an OPS of 900, so really was just the injury problems, and I have to wonder if playing on that AstroTurf in Toronto created some of those issues for him. 2-1 pitch is down low, and it's 3 balls and a strike to the dangerous Josh Donaldson. Three-one pitch. Donaldson hits that one on the ground, and the count is full. So with a full count pitch and 2 outs, Garver will be off on the pitch. And Donaldson fouls that one away.
We have a little bit more trouble this inning. Over 20 pitches on the inning, but big pitch for him right here.
And another foul off for Josh Donaldson. Welcome back, Michael. It seems you were having some audio problems.
Yeah, no, it was a very, I couldn't, it was like kept buffering in and out, so hopefully I'm back permanently. It's a nice pitch by Paxton to strike out Donaldson looking.
Called third strike. Donaldson not happy about it, and I think, remember how we said the borderline calls and how Maeda overreacted on that one? Well, maybe that comes back to bite Minnesota. They strand one there. Going to the 5th inning, New York still leads by 2.
Big strikeout by Paxton, facing a great hitter at Donaldson. So still going to face some great hitters next inning, but that was a big inning by Paxton, especially keeping that 2-run lead.
The 9-1-2 for the Yankees here in the 5th inning, and we've got some action warming up in that Minnesota bullpen. I'm very surprised to see Jahulis Chacin warming up. He threw 3 innings yesterday, but he's warming up again today. Kenta Maeda already at 71 pitches here in the 5th inning. Iannetta swings at that curveball, and it's 0-2.
Well, you do have to remember with Chacin, he used to be a starter for the Brewers, so he can go long. He's obviously not stretched out for that, but I'm sure they could get 2 innings out of him today.
Well, I'm sure he can go long, but he just went long yesterday.
It's true.
Well, that changeup just misses inside to Iannetta, and it's 1-2. Yeah, see, Maeda, he gets these Yankees hitters to 2 strikes, and then he's just unable to put away. It's let his pitch count go up. As you see, he was 0-2 here on this pitch, and now it's a full count. And this is not a good hitter. It's Chris Iannetta. You can't be too fine with a guy like this.
Kind of guy who's been around the league. Yankees signed him mostly just to have some veteran depth in the minors, but just due to Sanchez's injury, he has been playing a lot more.
Joss gets a piece of that one, fouling it off. And it'll be another pitch here from Maeda. Yeah, a little bit of injury problems here for the Yankees with losing Gary Sanchez. But he shouldn't be on the injured list for much longer. Sanchez went down with that torn groin, and he's got about 9 days left on his injury assignment. Full count pitch again to Maeda, and he gets Iannetta down swinging, but it took a lot of pitches. That's the 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Maeda.
The second baseman.
And Maeda still getting, he's still able to put guys away. It's just taking him much longer than usual. Maybe want to be more aggressive, just let them make a little more contact. Obviously, Yankees hitters are scary, but if you hit it in the right place, you're not going to get good wood on the bat.
DJ LeMahieu 0 for 2 today. And it is a contract year for LeMahieu. He signed that 2-year deal with New York, and I would be surprised not to see him back in pinstripes again next year.
Yeah, and a lot of fans were calling for an extension from last year when he was having an MVP-like season, having a great season this year as well. So he may get a little bit of money, despite the fact he's kind of an odd player, not your prototypical guy you see in free agency, but I think the Yankees will pay him a good amount to keep his services.
Yeah, you thought maybe he's a Colorado Mirage, but he's definitely proved that wrong. 3-0 pitch taking all the way. LeMahieu hits that one on the ground just past Maeda. Firing Polanco. What a nice play. Polanco had to come in on that one. Maeda blocking his view of that ball, but he makes a nice play on DJ LeMahieu for the second out.
Polanco almost showing off. I don't think he needs a bare hand to get LeMahieu on that one, but I guess rather be safe than sorry in terms of making sure you're on time to get the runner.
Now Gleyber Torres comes up. He hasn't had an official at-bat today. He's walked both times he's been up.
That's a ball.
Last 3 games, you see double and 2 RBI for Gleyber Torres. Torres has 14 doubles, and he's 9th in the league in runs batted in. A lot of really good shortstop in the American League. I mean, you've got Torres right there in the American League. You've got Xander Bogaerts, and then 3 great ones right here in the AL Central with Polanco, Lindor, and in Chicago, Tim Anderson. And then I haven't even mentioned Marcus Semien, who got MVP votes. It's just the shortstop position in the American League, I think, is more loaded than it's been even in the big days of Jeter, A-Rod, and Nomar.
Top 10, you'll leave a really great player out. I mean, it's just so good. And now, even Polanco with a great year. So you don't even know who the best is in each division. I
didn't even said Carlos Correa. I mean,
yeah,
and that's just the American League. Yeah, another one. Three-2 pitch here to Gleyber Torres, and I thought that was ball 4. That was going to be the 3rd walk of the day for him, but he just fouls that one off. Gets another piece of that one. Wow, just driving the pitch count up here from Kenta Maeda. He's now at 91 pitches.
They expected, they wanted him to go a little longer than 5 innings, but that could be his last batter.
A lazy fly ball there to Eddie Rosario, who retires Gleyber Torres for the final out here in the top of the 5th. Probably Maeda's last batter. Going to the bottom of the 5th, Yankees lead 2-0. It's going to be 6, 7, 8 for Minnesota.
It's an obviously much lower pitch count. He's kind of did great all day.
Well, Heidi Watney here again, and we'll take this time to tell you about the games coming up on the ML BotBall schedule. After this, we've got a good one. Division rivals, Phillies and the Mets. Cole Irvin is going up against Jacob deGrom. Justin Rock and Mike A got the call for us on that one. And then another division rival game, Texas and the Angels. Mike Minor versus Dylan Bundy, Chris Mikoski, and Chris Sachi with the call on that one. So a lot of good games coming up here on ML BotBall after this one. James Paxton here in his 5th inning of work. Eddie Rosario takes ball 1.
speaking quickly on that Phillies game, it was supposed to be Velasquez, but he got injured last game, and Irvin ended up coming in relief and doing a nice job in a dramatic victory for that team. So now that you've got Irvin starting, we'll see how long he can actually go for them. He's usually put out of the bullpen for long relief.
Should be a tough matchup there for the Phillies then. So you never want to go into a game against Jacob deGrom not with your best. Eddie Rosario 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, and well, he swung at the highest percentage of all pitches of American League batters last year. He swung at 59% of pitches, so strikeouts are common for Rosario. That one's hit well down the right field line and off the wall. Judge is going to play it well off the wall and hold Rosario to a leadoff single.
Another hard hit single for them. You don't really want to touch Judge's arm. I think Rosario could have possibly stretched to the double, but you don't want to try to make the first out of the inning. You got great hitters throughout the lineup, so you just try to move it along.
Yeah, that high wall there, 328 feet. That's a home run in Yankee Stadium.
Yes, it is. I remember last year, the dramatic game between the Yankees and Twins. There was a long fly ball. You believe it was by George, and it got hit off the top of the wall. It looked like it would have been gone. There's a little bit of just a weird double.
Count 1-0.
The wall there, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the wall in Camden Yards there at right field. Brings up Miguel Sano. Swings and misses at that cutter. And it's 1-1. Already 96 strikeouts on the year for Sano.
Paxton with that cutter on the second pitch. He started using that more last year at the direction of Larry Rothschild, and he started to become much better at using it as it got to the end of the year.
Well, Sano with a single of his own, and the Twins have something going here in their half of the fifth inning. First two batters reach for Minnesota. 2 on and nobody out.
And the good news for Paxton is you are going against the bottom of the lineup, but if you start getting in trouble against them, then you're going to get the top and you're going to get all those great hitters. So you want to get out of this inning quickly here, or that may spell trouble for the Bronx Bombers. First pitch to the ball. Paxton wants to get ahead here, but not great first pitch, obviously, when you're in this situation.
Somehow my microphone was muted and I was just talking.
I was wondering what happened. I was like, okay, I'll just do the play-by-play for that pitch.
Arias lines that one to Judge. Yeah, and advancing to third on that play is Rosario. Wow, so Judge has a good arm, but Rosario tags on that fly ball out there.
A risky play, but it is hit to the other side of the field, so you're usually going to make it there unless you are a very slow player. And Rosario is not a slow player. He has enough speed that he's going to be able to advance to third in that play unless it's a perfect throw.
That's my favorite play, when a right fielder throws out a guy at third base trying to advance on a sac fly. You see guys like Yasiel Puig make that kind of play all the time.
It just shows some of the great arms we have in the league.
Look out, 21.
That brings up Byron Buxton. Runner on third and only 1 out. Twins would love to cash that run in. Yankees hoping for a double play. 1-1 pitch is outside, 2-1.
And if you remember, Buxton made that error in the first inning, so he's going to try to hopefully make up for that with driving a run here, whether it be a sac fly or a hit.
No, that's
Well, that one just misses, and it's 3-1.
The last thing you want to do as Paxton is walk Buxton here. You got Kepler coming up. He's got much better hitters than Buxton, so you want to attack Buxton here, not great going to 3-1.
And that one's hit on the ground right through the hole on the left side. Gardner comes up firing. but scoring easily is Eddie Rosario, and the Twins have cut the lead in half. Well, Rothschild is going to come out here and talk to his pitcher.
You see, I wonder if the Yankees will start warming someone up. You don't want to take Paxton out, but if he starts getting in trouble this top of the lineup, you don't want to give the Twins the lead.
Yeah, and it brings up Max Kepler, a lefty-lefty matchup, but he's 12th in the league in batting average. One-0 pitch is swung on and missed. They're 1-1. That one's lined into left field. That's going to fall, be a base hit, and unable to score on that one is Miguel Sano. He is only able to advance to third. The bases are now loaded, though, and still only one out.
That was too hard hit for them to try to get the run, but Paxton in even more trouble. You need to try to get a force here, hopefully at home, and I guess the deal thing is a double play.
That one's hit on the ground. Urshela firing onto second. LeMahieu not in time. Pulls him off the bag. Wow. So a run comes around to score on that one. And Minnesota has tied the game at 2 here in the 5th inning.
You have to wonder, if Urshela was charged again, he would have probably had the guy at home. And that, obviously you want to try to get out of the inning, but a tough play to turn 2. And he decided to try to do that and just save it first, rather than trying to get that force at home and preventing the run.
Yeah, I think you're right. He definitely would have had Sano coming home. His momentum was taking him that way too. He was charging in on the ball, but the run scores, and now we've got a brand new ball game. And
got 2 guys warming up. Both guys can go a few innings and kind of a bridge to the end of the bullpen, but Paxton, you have to hope Paxton gets out of it because he can go 1 or 2 more innings.
Well, he is not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. He's got Mitch Garver up at the plate. A very, very dangerous bat here.
Count is 2-1.
This is the 3rd time Garver's seeing him, too.
Yeah, and you've got an open base, but you really don't want to try to pitch to Cruz. You just want to get out of this inning as soon as you can.
Now, this is why Minnesota has as many wins as they do. 50 wins already.
Count is 3-1.
Because, yeah, now you've got 3-1 here. Garver, you miss with him, it's Nelson Cruz. That one is skied. Aaron Hicks going to have to come in on this one, and he dives and makes the catch. Aaron Hicks laying out for that one. If he doesn't catch that one, maybe 2 runs score on this. What a defensive play by Aaron Hicks to save the Yankees, a run, possibly 2.
Play. Hicks just an amazing center fielder. Yankees are very, very happy to have him on that side, and Paxton's going to be high-fiving him in the dugout.
Well, that is the end of the line for Kenta Maeda. Maeda only goes 5 innings today. He's going to hand the ball over to Fernando Romero. Romero's been into 10 games so far this year. 25.2 innings pitched and a 3.51 earned run average. Gets the meaty part of this Yankees lineup. It's going to be Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Hicks. We got a brand new ball game. This one is now tied at 2. Twins scoring 2 runs in that 5th inning. And down goes Judge swinging.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
I mean, so you go to the bullpen first. So it gives a little bit of advantage to the Yankees, but obviously, both teams have a lot of arms, and both teams have some decent guys out of the bullpen to pitch.
Well, Giancarlo Stanton comes up. Stanton's already hit a home run today, 2 for 2, home run and a single. And
Stanton, the big reason that the Yankees do have 2 runs, got one of his own and moved the line along in the first inning.
Chops that one foul. Well, he's got 15 doubles, which is second on the Yankees.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Not sure who has more doubles on the Yankees, though. Maybe Voit? Yeah, I think it's Voit has the most. 2-1 pitch here to Stanton.
Ball 3.
That one misses, and it's 3-1. So it looks like Fernando Romero doesn't want anything to do with Giancarlo Stanton.
Stanton, known as a bit of an aggressive hitter, but he's done a nice job having some plate discipline in this at-bat. Pitches that he may have used to chase in previous years.
Well, he's taking there on that fastball on the outside corner. Pretty good pitch for him, but doesn't offer at it, and it's a full count.
Yeah, a nice pitch to hit, but sometimes you kind of know going in. You're like, oh, he doesn't have really control. I'll wait till he throws a strike, and that's kind of what Stanton did here.
Ball 4, that pitch is low.
Well, takes a walk there. Little borderline pitch, and it does not go the Twins' way. I definitely thought that one was a ball, though.
I think Twins will have some words to say about this after the game, especially Baldelli. Not very happy with the umpires so far this game.
Well, here comes Aaron Hicks after making that incredible defensive play. The last inning, he comes up with 1 out and a runner on. Had a rough day so far today, 0 for 2 strikeouts. But we'll see if that defensive play can give him some positive momentum. One pitch is way outside, 2-1.
They are not great control so far. Already walked Stanton behind on Hicks, so he's got to get it back in the strike zone, or he's going to be yanked pretty quickly.
Well, Hicks swings and hits that one on the ground. That's past Sano. Going to second base and staying there is Giancarlo Stanton. The throw was wild to third. He could have possibly advanced, but didn't want to test the arm of Kepler.
Romero hung a little bit. Hicks just kind of slapped it first angle. Definitely, luckily he didn't do that to Stanton, because Stanton may have, hit that much farther.
Well, brings up possibly the Yankees' best hitter, and he's not had a great day at the plate. 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, but 5th in the league in batting average, 7th in on base, 6th in slugging and OPS. Voit is the guy you want to see at the plate if you are a Yankees fan.
It's just absolutely built. You got a lot of guys who like that on the Yankees. You got Stanton, Judge, and Voit, another one of those guys who you wouldn't want to get into a baseball fight against them.
That one's hit on the ground. This is possibly a double play, but it's booted by Polanco, and everyone's going to end up being safe.
The left fielder, number 11.
Terrible play by Polanco. Not only does he bobble it, ruining double play, but Voit, I don't know if he would have been safe at first, but it would have been close. And a wild throw, just a litany of errors on that play.
Now the bases are loaded, only 1 out for Brett Gardner. So Stanton is at third, Hicks is at second, and Voit is the runner at first. Twins find themselves in a heap of trouble here in the 6th inning, and Gardner just helps out Romero swinging at that changeup.
Romero's not had great control all inning. Kind of not a bad swing by Gardner. Almost thought he could have bunted on this one, because he is a great bunter. Said it's not too fast, but Gardner has bunted a lot throughout his career.
Oh, and that's a bad at-bat there by Brett Gardner. He's unable to get that run in from third with less than 2 outs. He swung at 2 pitches well outside of the strike zone. Yankees are down to 2 outs here in the 6th inning, with Gio Urshela now coming up.
Later in the game, he could possibly pinch it for Urshela here, but he does have good defense. They decide to keep him in for this key spot.
And this is where you feel the loss of Gary Sanchez. It's the bottom of the order coming up. We saw it last inning with the Twins, how they were able to string together hits with a productive bottom of the order. The bottom of the order for the Yankees not being very productive today. Gardner, Urshela, and Iannetta. That one hit foul on the ground, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Yankees lineup has been good recently, top to bottom, but yeah, no, not this year. They've had struggle at least at the 8 and 9 spot, especially because Cincinnati has been injured.
That one's hit on the ground again, but foul. He's just trying to hook it down that third base line, it seems. Power not been there this year for Urshela. Only 1 home run, but 14 doubles. And that one is hit into the gap. This could possibly be his 15th double of the year. Coming around to score is Stanton. Here comes Hicks, and 2 runs scored. New York up 4-2 on 2-run double by Gio Urshela.
Just a huge hit by Urshela, and a big confidence booster as well. He's not having a great year, but just a key hit for the Yankees after giving up the lead. And now you got a 2-run lead to play with only a few innings left.
Yeah, big hit there by Urshela. It was almost like I was channeling him to do it. I was saying, well, he's got a lot of doubles. And he sure comes through there with a big hit right into the gap. Yankees are up again by 2. They've still got 2 in scoring position for Iannetta.
Barrett's got to be kicking himself. You strike out, get out 2 of the better batters in the lineup, and then you give up 1 to Urshela, and still in trouble against Iannetta, but he is ahead in the count.
Well, he goes down swinging there, but the Yankees get 2 runs on the big 2-run double by Gio Urshela. Stanton coming around to score, Hicks coming around to score. Yankees score 2 on 3 hits. They leave 2, but they lead by 2 going to the bottom of the 6th.
Leading off for the Twins, the designated hitter.
James Paxton still in this game. He's in line to win it again.
And still not on too high of a pitch count, but I think if he gets into trouble, maybe 1 or 2 hits, they're going to bring the bullpen in because you don't want to give up that lead. Yankees offense, got 4 runs against Maeda, and the bullpen, which it's pretty good pitching for the Twins. So you want to make sure you're not going to give up that lead because you can't expect the offense to get too much more, even though the bullpen isn't as good as some other teams, but still pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see him out here for the 6th inning. He was already at 85 pitches to start this inning, and big heavy hitters coming up for the Twins. Nelson Cruz, Josh Donaldson, and the lefty Eddie Rosario. Well, there goes Nelson Cruz hitting it right into the shift. That's going to be the first out here in the 6th inning.
And a nice shove. Paxton getting the poor hitter out. Cruz hit that on the nose, but right to the Yankees infield.
Now brings up Josh Donaldson. Donaldson singled in the 2nd inning. A loud hit off of the wall. Big swing there from Donaldson, and he's down 0-1. Now they call him the bringer of rain. A lot of fun watching the celebrations in the dugout after he hits a home run if you are a fan of his team.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you're not, you go, look at this jerk with a friggin' umbrella.
Yeah, no, a lot of sometimes the celebrations you like them if they're on your team, but you're on your team, you're like, it's cocky, I hate it. They should stop showing us up. It's like, let them have fun. You'd like it if it was on your team usually. So let him have his fun. That's what baseball's about. It's a fun game.
That one's hit pretty well. Hicks is giving that one a look and makes the catch on the warning track. Wow. I thought that one had a chance of going out of here, but Hicks is able to bring that one down on the track. Unable to bring the rain there.
Yeah, nice barrel on the ball, but just didn't, maybe a little bit on top of it. So Hicks was able to track that down, but 2 hard hit balls off Paxton, but luckily he has gotten both of those to end up being outs.
Well, yeah, very quick 6th inning so far for Paxton. He's only thrown 8 pitches so far.
He gets that Rosario here. He could probably pitch another inning. We'll see if Boone tries to pitch him one more.
Well, this one's hit pretty well, but Aaron Judge is going to make the catch there in right field to retire the side. So that is, we're through 6. New York is up by 2, and that may be the last of James Paxton.
And, all you could ask for him. Nice game. Got you through 6 innings. Only 2 runs. That's a nice game, especially because he struggled a little bit this season. You hope this is something to build off of, and he's going to do even better next start if you're a Yankee fan.
Now, 2nd inning of work here for Fernando Romero. He's going to face LeMahieu, Torres, and Judge. So yeah, Romero came in that last inning in the 6th inning and walked Stanton, gave up a single to Hicks. A big error by the shortstop, Polanco, allowed the bases to be loaded, and Gio Urshela drove in 2 with a big double, and that's how the Yankees have their 4-2 lead. That pitch catches the outside corner, and it's 2-1. We talked about all the good shortstops in the American League, and a lot of good second basemen in the American League, too. LeMahieu, one of the better ones, as he grounds this one to Donaldson. Gets the out there. He may be the best second baseman. I don't know, maybe Jose Altuve is better.
You also got Mondesi on the Royals. Obviously, because the Royals aren't a good team, you don't see them much. Same with Soler. He's great. But you got a good amount of second basemen. A lot of great middle infield you see throughout the league. Houston may be the peak of that when you got Correa and Altuve, but Yankees have a really good one as well.
And in their own division, possibly a budding good double play duo. Sons of major leaguers, Bo Bichette and Kevin Biggio.
Biggio struggled this year, but he showed a lot of potential his first year, and I think the Blue Jays think he will get it back together sometime soon. But not a great year for him. But the Blue Jays do have a lot of great young talent, and it looks like they are going on a little bit of a run, so maybe that's starting to pay off.
Yeah, he actually led the Blue Jays' young position player core in wins above replacement last year. This one's hit on the ground, bobbled by Sano, and Romero was able to recover and get there in time for the second out.
It's a nice play overall. A bit of a foul, but that was just a nice play, even stopping the ball, because that looked like it was going to be a single, just like Hicks's hit in the other inning. So just a nice play there, and nice play by Romero getting to the bag before Torres.
Yeah, and Sano, not usually a first baseman over there, of course came up as a third baseman, and not a very good defensive one at that. Minnesota all too happy to move him across the diamond for Donaldson, who is a world-class defender over there at third. So, I'm reminded of Ron Washington in Moneyball. How hard can it be to play first base? It's incredibly hard.
Yeah, you have to scoop balls. You have to make sure your foot's in the right position. You have to be positioning correct on play. It's not an easy position, but obviously there are a lot of guys who aren't as fast or as athletic that are playing that position. You think of like a guy like Prince Fielder, a guy like Ryan Howard. They played the first base position well, but they weren't very fast players, so a lot of times they got stuck there.
Well, that ball misses on the outside corner a bit high, and a 2-out walk here for Romero.
Yeah, and Romero, another walk. You don't want to do that with Stanton coming up. Stanton absolutely on fire this game. As you see that home run he hit in the 4th inning to put the Yankees up 2-0.
Yeah, he's got that little bit of a close stance. It seems like he's always just trying to push that ball down that right field line, and he did it very well there in the 4th inning. A solo shot, 26 of the year. He's 6 behind the league lead now.
Stanton hits screamers. He hits the ball super. He hits a lot of line drives. Obviously not for that home run, but a lot of times it's just a line drive hit. Maybe it cost him a few doubles this year.
That one misses high, 1-1. Luke Voigt is on deck should Stanton reach.
And you wonder if
Aaron Hicks is.
Yeah, and you wonder if Stanton gets a hit here if they do keep in Romero. He's up to 40 pitches. Obviously, he can pitch a lot, but you don't want to give up too much of a lead.
And this is another ball hit pretty well to right field, but Kapler makes the catch right in front of the warning track, and Giancarlo Stanton is retired for the first time this afternoon. Going to the bottom of the 7th, the Yankees still lead by 2. It's 4-2 New York.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Yankees.
And just like we thought, that was the end of the line for James Paxton. He goes 6 innings and hands the ball over to Chad Green. Pretty high earned run average there for Chad Green.
Leading off for the Twins.
And Green, he did struggle last season. Then he kind of went to AAA, came back up, and was back to his dominant self. So, he has great stuff. The Yankees just have to hope he kind of gets back to that form, and it isn't a trend, it's more of a fad.
He'll face Miguel Sano, Luis Arias, and Byron Buxton.
Until Boone still trusts Green because he's putting him in the 7th inning in a close game against the best team in tied for the best team in the American League in terms of record.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice to go there when you've got Zach Britton, Adam Ottavino, and Tommy Kahnle. That could be your 7, 8, 9 right there, but instead he goes to Chad Green, who's got one of the highest earned run averages of the Yankees down there in that bullpen.
Inside, ball 2.
And he's fallen behind Miguel Sano here, 2-1. Sano fouls that one off, and it's 2-2.
Possibly the hope is you are facing the bottom of the Twins lineup, so you're giving him a little bit of an easier hitters to face. And if it gets to the top of the lineup, maybe you put in another guy. You put in Ottavino, you put in a Britton, and put the other one in the 8th.
Well, Green gets Sano swinging there. A big first strikeout here in the 7th inning.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Luis Arias.
You can see Green, nice pitch. Sano a little bit early on that ball. Nice start for the inning for Green. And he's still facing the bottom of the lineup, so you hope he could mow through there here and not cause any trouble in the back of the bullpen.
Well, brings up Luis Arias, and Arias' nickname, according to the internet, is La Regadera, which means the watering can. I don't know why that's his nickname, but that's his nickname. I guess he just sprays the ball all over the field, as that one is caught, though, by Brett Gardner. Nice play by Gardner coming in on the watering can to make that catch.
Originally when that was hit, I thought that was either going to have to dive or slide, or it's going to drop in for a single, but Gardner very fast still and was able to get the ball without even having to go to the ground.
Yeah, I thought that one was a base hit for sure, but Gardner, I guess, playing in shallow. Arias not known for his power, only hit 4 home runs last year, but did have a .334 average, so he does, I guess, spray the ball all over it, and then maybe that's why he's called the watering can. If anyone in the Twitch chat can confirm or knows exactly why that's his nickname, be happy to read that.
Yeah, and you got the bringer of rain and the watering can. I wonder if there's any other water nicknames on the Twins, or we may have to give someone that doesn't have a nickname, a water nickname, just to kind of keep the trend going.
And they are the land of 1,000 lakes, right?
Yes, it is. That's why they are. They have some. The Los Angeles Lakers used to be in Minneapolis. They were called the Lakers. Doesn't really make sense that they're in Los Angeles and called that, but they just kept the name when they moved. So, and Minnesota Twins, obviously named after the Twin Cities, in Minnesota.
I guess LA Smog would be a pretty cool basketball nickname.
I don't know. I feel like, what would that uniform and the mascot? Mascot's gonna be like a cloud of like dirt. I don't know. But
you
yeah,
never
no,
see it
Lakers
coming.
doesn't really fit in LA. There's no really famous lake there, but you know, they just kept the name. So that's the Minnesota definitely has a lot of 1,000 lakes, a lot of lakes. They're known for that.
And Buxton is called out on the third strike. A 1-2-3 inning there for Chad Green. We're going to the 8th inning. New York still leads by 2.
Great inning for Green. Not only did you get at go quickly 1, 2, 3 through the inning, but you did it against a potent Twins lineup. So Green's a big confidence booster for him, and now the Yankees have 3 relievers for 2 innings, so they're in very good shape as long as none of those guys really struggle.
There'll be a new pitcher here for Minnesota in the 8th inning. Tyler Duffrey, his 40th game of the year. Pretty good numbers for the right-hander. He has a 2.35 earned run average as he faces Aaron Hicks, Luke Voigt, and Brett Gardner here in the 8th inning.
And you're going to see a lot of curveballs from him. That's his go-to pitch. Not a lot of other great stuff, but his curveball is one of the better ones in the league, so he's going to rely on that a lot.
Oof, nasty slider there from Duffrey. Gets Aaron Hicks swinging for the first out here in the 8th.
The first baseman.
Nice job. Up in the zone. You don't expect a slider there. Often you expect more of a fast, high-speed pitch, a fastball cutter. But nice job fooling Hicks by Duffy.
Brings up Luke Voigt. Tough day at the plate for Voigt, and he swings at the first pitch and pops it up to Garver. That's going to be an 0 for 4 for Luke Voigt today.
The batter.
And, uncharacteristic for him. Really great hitter on the Yankees, but just a little bit of fool today. Maybe they give him an off day tomorrow to let him reset. Boy, not a great game for him. Obviously, 0 for 4.
Brings up Brett Gardner, who takes the first pitch low and outside, 1-0. Yeah, that's the beauty of this Yankees lineup, though. You can have Voigt go 0 for 4 and not have a great day and still have a bunch of other guys make offensive contributions.
Even with Sanchez's injury, you still have lots of guys that can hit for power in the lineup and hit the ball. She doesn't help the bottom of the lineup, but still a potent, powerful lineup.
Well, another pop-up to Garver, so 2 pop-ups to the catcher. You not see that very often, 2 in a row to end an inning. Well, going to the bottom of the 8th, Minnesota starting to get like crunch time for them. They trail the Yankees by 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching.
And that's going to bring in the left-hander, Zach Britton. Numbers are better against right-handers, though. 175 batting average, 253 batting average against lefties. He is going to face the top of this Minnesota lineup, though. It'll be Kepler, Polanco, and Mitch Garver.
And not the same player you saw in Baltimore, but still a great player, and obviously a lot relies on his sinking stuff. But he's been a great piece for the Yankees, and the Yankees have relied on him in a lot of high leverage spots and not closing often, but still getting in the big innings.
Yeah, it was interesting with Aroldis Chapman down with that herniated disc. They did not go to Britton. They decided to go to Tommy Kahnle as their closer. But Britton has that bowling ball of a sinker and that wicked slider as he gets Kepler to chop to right in the shift Torres there for the first out.
Yeah, and you also have Ottavino, who's also a former closer. So, a lot of former closers of the Yankees, and a lot of great options out of the bullpen.
Well, there's the starter comparison. Only 2 earned runs there for Kenta Maeda. He exited the game in the 5th inning, and that's where things went wrong for Minnesota as Romero came into this game and gave up 2 runs in that 6th inning. He will be the pitcher of record for Minnesota, but James Paxton is in line to get the win.
And you see the 7 hits given up for Paxton. Lots of clutch pitching and also that huge play by Hicks, whereas the Yankees defense has been helping Paxton. The Twins defense has not been helping Maeda this game.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Look at the attendance today, 33,128 to Target Field. Ballpark I have never been to. It looks like a nice one, though, but I was quite surprised when Minnesota built a new ballpark and it didn't have a dome.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's better to have a dome just in case this rain, but I guess they calculated how many games they may lose for rain delays, and they're like, we don't need to spend the expense of a dome.
Well, a big swing and a miss there from Polanco for the second out here in that 8th inning. Well, in a place like Minnesota, you got to figure come October and late into October, should you get there, it's incredibly cold. So I guess they built a ballpark figuring we don't need to worry about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you don't say, oh, we're just going to do this, build a stadium based on 1 month. It's only a few games there, and obviously, cold hurts, but that's going to also be the case in April. So I guess you get used to it a little bit.
Oh, that's out.
Yeah, I'm sure Target Field, June, July, August is amazingly beautiful. One of the best experiences. And if you can see a ball game outdoors, it is a lot better to do it that way. But April's pretty cold in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it would almost be better to have a retractable roof for in case of rain or in case when it's cold, so that those conditions don't affect you. But obviously, it is an extra expense, and it doesn't look great those retractable roofs. But sometimes it is. The debate is beauty over, I guess, efficiency.
It all depends on how they're constructed too. I think swing and a miss there from Garver. I think the one in Milwaukee looks really nice. I think just a new one was built in Texas. Looks really nice. Of course, Safeco, I think, is very beautiful. That one doesn't even feel like an indoor ballpark. That one's hit on the ground in a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Britton. So Twins are down to their final 3 outs. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Yankees up by 2.
Boy, a little bit off his normal position, but it was hit right to him. I guess the numbers told him that the ball was going to probably be hit there. So perfect position by Voit. And now the Twins down to their final six right after the Yankees get up back.
8, 9, and 1 for the Yankees. Tyler Duffrey for his 2nd inning of work here today. And Gio Urshela, who is my vote for player of the game, should the game end this way. This one's hit on the ground. Nice play by Donaldson. And in time, oh boy, I thought, no way is he able to make that play. If he makes the throw, he's got to be able to be safe. Unbelievable to get the arm strength and accuracy to throw out Urshela.
It's an absolute cannon.
That is the 2nd play by Donaldson today. I'm putting a star in his name for him. He made a heck of a play on Aaron Judge in that 3rd inning, and he makes an incredible play here on Gio Urshela for the 1st out in the 9th. That's as good as it comes right there.
No, yeah, definitely. Just a cannon up arm and just, in the grass. It's such a hard play to make, and he was able to set, though, luckily, because Urshela isn't too fast, and just fired it down to first and just beat Urshela to the bag.
Josh Donaldson is, in my opinion, probably one of the best, if not the best, defensive third baseman out there in the American League right now. Matt Chapman of Oakland would definitely disagree and say he's better, but Donaldson's right up there with him. This one's hit pretty well into the outfield. Giving chase is Rosario, and at the wall, just making the catch right in front of that 339 sign. Well, it took every inch of that ballpark to keep that one in, but it goes down as the 2nd out. I mean, an incredibly well-played ball by Urshela. A ball by Iannetta hit to as far as the ballpark would allow. And this has been 2 outs by Duffrey, but they haven't been easy outs. They have been very loud outs.
Yeah, and I guess, after seeing him for an inning, hitters who got, you're not facing him a second time, but the hitters who saw him can be like, okay, this is how you attack him. Duffy will change stuff up a little bit, but he's not going to change it up too much when it did work for that 1st inning.
That one is hit right on the ground to Polanco, who fires on for the final out here of the 9th inning. So an 0 for 5 day for DJ LeMahieu. But the Yankees lead by 2 going to the bottom of the 9th. Cruz, Donaldson, and Rosario. Big bats coming up for the Twins.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for New York, number 48, Tommy Kahnle.
And in comes Tommy Kahnle. This is a save situation. It's his 32nd game he has appeared in so far.
Leading off for the Twins,
6 saves, 3 blown saves though.
Nelson.
3.41 earned run average.
0-1.
He blew that bad one against the Pirates. It was just a crazy game. Pirates ended up winning in extras, but Kahnle, the guy that Boone picked, and sticking with him for now. But if he does blow more saves, he may see someone else get into that role, at least until Chapman comes back.
Chapman has about 20 days left on that injured list assignment, but Kahnle gets swinging Nelson Cruz for the first out here in the 9th inning.
The third baseman, number 24.
Nice job putting Cruz away. Cruz in the middle of the lineup. You don't want to play around here. You just want to bing, bing, bing. You don't want to leave anyone on, because right now there's no tying runner on. So when you get, you just want to get them out. Don't let anyone get on base in this one.
Well, Donaldson swings at that first pitch and fouls it away, 0-1. Not the greatest average for Donaldson this year, 229, 310 on base, but he has been the star in the field defensively today. Him and Buxton making some pretty nice plays out there. Of course, Buxton also making an error.
Yeah, and Yankees only had 4 hits this game, so the big thing is those errors. I mean, 4 and only 1 home run for the Yankees. So yeah, the errors have been the reason that the Twins are losing this game and in this position.
Donaldson hits that one down the first base line, and he's going to be in there with an easy double. So 2 hits for Donaldson today. Both of them hit pretty well.
Just keep the shift on that one, because first baseman, if Boyd's playing the middle position, he probably is able to dive and get that. Because he's playing so far over for the righty, just can easily get that down the line.
Well, this Minnesota Twins lineup becomes that much scarier if Josh Donaldson is hitting like MVP Josh Donaldson. Oh, runner in scoring position, tying run up at the plate, and it's Eddie Rosario. Rosario swings at the first pitch, and Torres fields it cleanly, firing on to first for the second out here in the 9th inning.
And we got a little bit lucky there. That ball hung up a little bit. I don't think Rosario was expecting it, but he knew it was a pitch that he could hit. But just went to the shortstop. But not a great pitch by Kahnle. Got lucky. And now he has 2 outs, so he is in a much better situation now than right after that double.
Well, Twins are down to their final out here in the 9th inning, and it's Miguel Sano tying run at the plate. 1 for 3 today. And the first pitch from Kahnle misses low, 1-0. Sano struggles with runners in scoring position, only hitting 158 on the year.
Nope, that's the ball.
1-0 pitch misses high and inside, and it's 2-0.
I get behind here because they're going to have to lay one in, and that's Sano can just turn on it.
Back outside.
Well, another ball from Kahnle, and now it's 3-0, 3 straight balls.
And if this ball is kind of right on the plate, I can see the Twins giving Sano a hit sign. Sano has power, and you got 8 and 9 coming up. Obviously not bad hitters, but if you get a pitch, you get a pitch.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. And so did Rocco Baldelli. He had the green light, and swinging was Miguel Sano, but he just swings over that pitch.
That pitch by Kahnle, it wasn't right over the plate, a little bit, on the plate enough, but it was low and it was inside, so not an easy pitch to hit on a 3-0 count.
3-1, and another swing and a miss by Sano. Unable to catch up with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball of Kahnle. Big pitch here, full count, 2 outs. And he's able to foul that one off. And a down goes swinging to Miguel Sano. A big strikeout there from Tommy Kahnle. And the New York Yankees have gotten their first win here in Minnesota. The series is 2-1. They look to even the series tomorrow. But they win today 4-2 because of Gio Urshela and a big 2-run double.
Yankees, not a typical way to win. Usually expect the your top of your lineup to do good, but you had Mayhew struggled, Voit struggled, but it was Stanton, it was Urshela, it was the Twins fielding that handed the Yankees this victory today.
That was a back and forth affair. Yankees had that 2-0 lead in the fourth. Minnesota getting 2 on the fifth, but 8 hits for Minnesota. They had opportunities, but they just had all those errors. And look at that. Giancarlo Stanton is the player of the game, not Gio Urshela. I'm a bit surprised by that one.
Giancarlo also a great game. Urshela definitely going to get some kudos in the locker room, though. That huge hit. Without that, who knows? We're probably in extras right now. Just huge hit by Urshela. And great game by Stanton, and great pitching performance by Paxton as well, and the bullpen.
As we're going to get a look at these highlights in the top of the first inning. Stanton gets a base hit up the middle, and here's the big play. Byron Buxton bobbles the ball there. That allowed Aaron Judge to come around and score 1-0. Then in the top of the third, Aaron Judge gets a hit to Donaldson. It was a force out.
Great play by Donaldson.
And a big home run by Giancarlo Stanton in the top of the fourth inning. That put New York up ahead 2-0. A mammoth shot 355 feet to right field.
Snuck in there.
Well, Maeda had 8 strikeouts on the game. He only allowed the 2 earned runs. Run in the top of the fifth. Byron Buxton getting a single through the hole. That allowed Rosario to score, and that cut the lead in half, 2-1. Then Polanco reaching first on a fielder's choice. We thought Urshela had a play at the plate trying to go for the double play, but he was unable to get the speedy runner at first, and the run of Miguel Sano came around to score, tying the game at 2 in the fifth.
Yeah, Polanco and Buxton both made errors, but they did make up for it with driving in runs. But Maeda with a lot of strikeouts today. Obviously, not able to get a win, and not a great performance, but did strike a lot of Yankees out.
Yeah, it said in the box score that he was charged with the 2 earned runs, and I'm surprised by that one because of the error that Buxton made on that play by Stanton is what allowed Judge to score.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking that Judge would have went home anyway, but I don't think so. But even though that was just a single on that one, and Judge is not going to try to risk that final out when you got Hicks coming up in the lineup.
And again, another look at that big double by Gio Urshela. He doubles this one into this left center gap, scoring 2 runs. And I'm just really surprised he's not the player of the game with that big hit there. That's the game-winning hit. And how about Tommy Kahnle in that 9th inning getting 2 strikeouts? Didn't even see Ottavino in this game.
Yeah, no, Ottavino's going to get saved for tomorrow, I guess. I mean, Tanaka not going to go pretty long, but Yankees still got, a lot of, arms in their bullpen, and none of those guys got into too much trouble where you can't pitch them another day. So, Yankees, overall, they're going to be very happy. Twins are going to be very frustrated because it seems like they gave the game away with that fielding. And rubber match of this series, or not rubber match, but final game of this series tomorrow, and Yankees look to even it up 2-2.
Yep. Giancarlo Stanton is your player of the game, scoring 2 runs, 2 hits, and that big home run to right. Well, the next game that we've got coming up today on this ML BotBall schedule is that Phillies and Mets game with Jacob deGrom. So we're going to get a look around the league and get a look at this matchup. Look at deGrom, a 3.49 ERA. That's not what you expect to see out of Jacob deGrom.
His 6-3 record, though. Usually the offense doesn't pick it up, but now he has a worse ERA, and offense seems to be picking him up more. So maybe that's the trick to get wins. He just has to give up more runs. I don't know. Weird. He gets like a 1-something ERA. He has like a 500 record. Now he has like I believe it's 666 or 750 record with not as good of a ERA.
Yeah, and ironically, the Mets are not doing that well this year either. They were in the wild card contention last year, but they find themselves in last place in the the National League East. They're even behind the Miami Marlins.
Not expected for them to be this bad. You expect them to be wild card contenders. A lot of fans said last year the reason they didn't make the playoffs was because Mickey Callaway. Guess what? You don't have Mickey Callaway anymore, so there's really no excuse for this team. You got so much talent across the board, and they just have struggled. Nothing else to say besides the fact that they kind of underwhelmed.
Well, the outfield is a bit of a problem for this team defensively. They don't really have a center fielder. Brandon Nimmo is the guy that's playing out there, and it seems that he's hitting the ball well, but it seems he's got that on fire logo next to his name. But they've got a lot of guys that, look, Robinson Cano's not even playing today. Where does J.D. Davis play? Where does Jeff McNeil play? Where do all these outfielders play? They've got they just have too many bodies that just can't play and have that defensive versatility. And we are joined in the booth right now by Justin Rock, J-Rock, who's going to be calling this next game. How's it going, Justin?
Doing great, guys. How you guys doing on this Saturday afternoon?
Well, doing pretty good. We just watched the Yankees-Twins game, crosstown rivals of these New York Mets. A New York-centric afternoon, I guess, for ML BotBall. Yankees were able to win that game, though, 4-2. Gio Urshela with that big 2-run double. What can you tell us about this game, though, that we're going to be seeing Mets and Phillies?
Going to be an interesting ball game here today because of the pitching of Jacob deGrom, expected to make the start for the Mets, obviously back-to-back Cy Young Award winner. He's going to go against the guy in Cole Irvin in the Phillies, a lefty who's just added to the rotation. Vasquez sent down to AAA, so we'll see how the left-hander does for the Phillies, making his first start in 2020, just the fourth of his professional, or rather major league career.
Is there one guy there in that Phillies lineup that Jacob deGrom has to be the most careful with, you think?
And you look at it right now, the biggest threat would be Rhys Hoskins. Enters the day top 3 in the National League in home runs, in RBIs. Had a fantastic season, had a huge game yesterday as well. So Hoskins has been the hot bat. We'll see if he keeps it up against the Mets at Citi Field this afternoon.
Well, it looks like things are getting underway there at Citi Field, so we are going to sign off for Michael Memis. I've been Justin D'Ambrosio. Yankees win today 4-2. Take it away, Justin Rock and Mike A.